to our take and make. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to get started with our craft. But before we get started, I think we should do a little bit of a song, and then we're going to read a story because it is a library, right? We want to read some stories, and then we'll get to the craft. We're going to be making do-it-yourself flower pots. So you got some soil, some flower pots, some seeds, and you're going to make your own, and hopefully it'll grow with a little love and some water and some sunshine, right? Okay, so before we get started with our book, we're going to sing a little bit of a song. You're going to look over here and you're going to see a picture, okay? A little seed for me to sow, a little earth to make it grow, a little hole, a little pat, a little wish, and that is that. A little sun, a little shower, and in a while, a little flower. Hopefully we can grow our own plants. You don't have flowers, but you have basil. So hopefully you can grow that and use it in, mommy's cooking, right? Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do is read our story. Today's story is My Busy Green Garden. This is my busy green garden. There's a surprise in clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. This is a ladybug dawdling so near the surprise and clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. This is a honeybee buzzing below, the red-spotted ladybug dawdling so near the surprise and clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. This is a hummingbird fluttering round, the hurrying honeybee buzzing below, the red-spotted ladybug dawdling so near the surprise and clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. This is an inchworm who creeps up and down, dodging the hummingbird fluttering round, the hurrying honeybee buzzing below, the red-spotted ladybug dawdling so near the surprise and clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. This is a mantis awaiting its prey, spying the inchworm who creeps up and down, dodging the hummingbird fluttering round, the hurrying honeybee buzzing below, the red-spotted ladybug dawdling so near the surprise and clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. This is a dragonfly dashing away that startles the mantis awaiting his prey, spying the inchworm who creeps up and down, dodging the hummingbird fluttering round, the hurrying honeybee buzzes below, the red-spotted ladybug dawdling so near the surprise and clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. These are the ants that are tracking their scout, ignoring the dragonfly dashing away that startles the mantis awaiting his prey, spying the inchworm who creeps up and down, dodging the hummingbird fluttering round, the hurrying honeybee buzzing below, the red-spotted ladybug dawdling so near the surprise and clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. This is a grasshopper leaping about, vaulting the ants that are tracking their scout, ignoring the dragonfly dashing away that startles the mantis awaiting his prey, spying the inchworm who creeps up and down, dodging the hummingbird fluttering round, the hurrying honeybee buzzing below, the red-spotted ladybug dawdling so near the surprise and clever disguise that hangs in my busy green garden. This is a chickadee hungry and quick. He chases the grasshopper bounding about, that scatters the ants that were tracking their scout, that flee from the dragonfly dashing away, that muddles the mantis awaiting his prey, that jiggles the inchworm who creeps up and down, that flusters the hummingbird fluttering round, that angers the honeybee buzzing below, that launches the ladybug dawdling so, that bumps the surprise in clever disguise, that wriggles and rides, that stretches and flies away from my busy green garden. What was it? A butterfly. The end. I'm very excited for today's craft. It is very simple and to the point, but we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So you're going to have everything in your kit. The only thing you might want to bring to the table is a marker. Paint could work if you'd like to paint your popsicle stick. For now, I'm just going to use this marker, but feel free to bring whatever you want, stickers, anything you want to use to decorate this. The first thing we're going to do is decorate, and I'm going to write what we are planting. We are planting basil. It is a type of spice, and someone you know may want to use it to cook. So I'm writing basil there. You can decorate it. Maybe I'll do some polka dots all over. You can add stickers. You can paint it. You can write your name. I think on the back, maybe what I'll do is draw a little picture of a plant. Now you may notice that I am drawing and writing at the very top of the popsicle stick. That is because you're going to stick it in here. So everything from here down, you're not really going to see. When you're done with that, you're going to grab your pot. This is hard. If you drop it, it will break. You do not want that to happen, right? So we're going to need a caretaker near us to help us with this. So you have your pot, and if you look at the bottom, there's a little hole in there. That is so when you water your plant, all the water can go down and drain out, which is good for your soil and for your plant. So before we pour the soil in, you're going to take it and put it in here, so none of that soil runs out through that hole. Next step is to grab your soil and very carefully dump it in. Now I gave you extra just in case. That was something you could do too. You could pick it up, shake it so it evens out, put it back down. Anyway, I gave you more soil just in case it didn't fill, which it didn't. Add a little bit more. Shake it to even it out. And what we're going to do now is you can use your popsicle stick, you can use your finger, you can use a pen to plant your seeds. Your seeds are in this little packet that I have taped shut because I want us to be very careful that we didn't lose them, because you only have a few, and you really can't have any more than a few because it needs to fit in this little tiny pot and you don't want to overcrowd it. So it should be taped. I'm going to peel it. Don't dump it out yet, but you can open it up and you could see these little tiny seeds in there. And I'm not going to pour them out because I'm afraid I'm going to lose them because they're so tiny. But you're going to plant them 1/4 of an inch down. So that's not very deep. So you're going to use your finger and maybe, honestly, maybe go up to the first like indent of your finger. You know, I say finger, but I also told you you could use other things. Like I could use this little marker to make a hole. You can use your popsicle stick to make a hole. Once your hole is in, that is when you're going to take your seeds and pour them out carefully in your hand. Okay. I lost a seed on my tape. Be careful of that. Alright, I have 5 seeds here, which is more than enough. You can pinch them with your fingers, drop them in. Now you can just cover them with the rest of the dirt, pat it all down. You might get a little bit messy. And then I am going to add my stick here on the side so I know that my basil plant is there. And you are going to water it, and every day you can check to see if anything's growing. So let me give you some tips about this. So after you plant it, you are going to want to water it with like a lukewarm water. So that's not hot, that's not cold, just a little bit lukewarm. You should only be giving it about 1 inch to 2 inches of water a week. So if you were to pour out some water in a cup and use a ruler to check how much 1 inch to 2 inches is, you would see it's not that much water. So you only need a teeny tiny pit. You could use a watering can if you have it. You could use a faucet, just a little tiny bit. But remember, lukewarm water, and you can do that every other day. It needs about 6 hours of sunlight per day. So if you want to keep this outside or keep it by a windowsill, try to make sure that it has light like that. And if it does grow where it's getting too big, you may have to separate it into other plants. Now, planting, in my opinion, and gardening is very tricky. I am not the best at gardening. So do not give up if you have any trouble with it. You can keep trying, and I wish you a lot of luck. And if you haven't taken advantage of our seed library yet, please stop by the circulation desk and ask. You can get up to 5 packets of seeds. It is while supplies last, but hopefully by the time this video comes out, you'll be able to stop by and get more seeds so you can continue planting your garden. Thanks for joining me for this craft. Bye!